Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Rise and shine, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Spiritual Messages from a Star. Today we're doing the sign of Scorpio. This reading is for Scorpio, and this is just for the week. When you see it, it's just for the week. Today is December the 3rd, so it goes into December the 10th. So for December the 3rd to December the 10th is your reading. You had this is just a weekly reading that I'm preparing you for. So some are the reading with this just for the week I'm giving to you. Some have, and this is three different dimensions. I say there's three different levels. Some are reading about the past, some are reading about the present, and some are reading about the upcoming. And then I have my angel messages that they want to give you that is significant on your path for this week and the next upcoming week. So my Scorpios, let's see here. There is false friends. I see false friends, I see traitors, and I see that someone this week or the upcoming week, some of you will be betrayed by a good friend. Sorry to hear that. I'm a Scorpio as well, so I'm definitely on the lookout. But being betrayed by a good friend, someone close to you, ultimate betrayal. But it also says to examine relationships closely. To examine relationships closely. And most of the trouble by this betrayal can be avoided if caught early on. So I need you Scorpios to look around. Just look around. Keep your eyes open. Be very cautious. And when things don't seem right or don't fit well, you make sure you use your intuition, because I know a lot of you Scorpios have intuition, wisdom, and a lot of insight, and very gifted on seeing different things and seeing people for who they are. So be very mindful. There's a betrayal by a good friend. Like I said, examine your relationships closely, because if called early on, the trouble will be avoided. It also talks about an unwise decision this week that you're going to make in haste. An unwise decision. And it's without proper background information. It's something, so it could be documentations, a business deal, it could deal with relationship, it could deal with friendship, it could deal with all sorts of things. If you're even trying to relocate or whatever this is. It says an unwise decision made in haste without proper background information. So please, please, please be mindful of this, to try not to make an unwise decision. Just be very intuitive this week. Be very intuitive. And it talks about a woman, a betrayal by a good friend, and this possibly could be a woman that's in your life. Just please examine all relationships closely and make sure you do the proper background check, background information on whatever this is. And this will resonate for who needs this message. That's why I'm doing this. But it also talks about an event, some type of celebration, some type of party, some type of bash. That's either it's already been planned or is being planned, but some type of event or celebration. And it talks about success even beyond what you would expect. For some, even though that will happen on your path, it says it may be a delay. For some, there may be a delay at reaching the goal. It's saying delayed, but not denied. So, yeah, whatever this event, celebration, party, or bash that's being planned or coming up, it's gonna be, you're gonna have something to do with success beyond your expectations. With this party and bash, it's gonna be success beyond your expectations. So congratulations, even with this betrayal, this proper background information, things dealing with that, still going into your path is success beyond your expectations. Excellent. I love to hear that. And it also talks about, once again, so that's for someone's path. Some people probably already went through this, but it also talks about, once again, rejoice and celebration. Something you're going to be celebrating. Something you're going to be celebrating. And you stood in your power. You stood your ground. And you stood in your power. And you moved on from this. You moved on. It says moving on. You moved on from something. It's something you moved on from, like something that was in the darkness you faced, and it's like you're finally moving on into the light because you had to stand your ground, you had to stand in your authority, you had to stand in your power. And you're going to be rejoicing and celebrating. This is a quick read, guys, my Scorpions. This is a quick read. So this is the second path. The third path is you facing your shadow side. You facing your shadow side. It's something. This card is talking about fears, like looking in the dark shadows of your soul. And you're learning to confront whatever it is that you were fearing or wanted to confront in the dark. Now it's telling you it's time now. It's time to face your shadows. Face whatever's in the dark. Face was making you heavy, draining your energy, making you feel defeated or a lack of success. Whatever this is you're facing it. You finally face your shadow side because you were trapped in fear. Something to deal with your heart. Something to deal with your heart. You were trapped in fear for something to deal with your heart, which you had to face your shadow side. You had to face this, what it was ever was leaving you in the dark. And I see fertility is something you're creating from this. So some of you are actually pregnant, going through a birth. And some of you are creating just another life, creating a business, creating something in a relationship, in a family. Whatever it is, it's something you are creating. But it started in your heart. It started something, and I see emotion cards all around. So a lot of you Scorpions, for this week and next week, upcoming week, is going to be in your heart chakra, which is in your emotions. But it's something you're birthing, something you're creating. And your heart chakra that you was trapped in fear of, that you had to face in the shadows. But you finally are celebrating because you stood in your power and you're moving on. Whichever way this is, you're moving on, but you're moving on towards standing your ground. And that's the main card. That's the main card. Not sure if you can see. I don't know how to focus in this far, but you're standing your ground. So the main card for this week and next week is standing your ground, standing your power, staying up for your point of view. Because in the end, you're going to be rejoicing and celebrating because it's something you gave birth to. You created. You created by facing your shadow side. And lastly, the angel messages is inner wisdom. You know what to do. My Scorpions, you know what to do. And the angel message is to trust your inner wisdom and take the appropriate action without no delay. Take appropriate action without no delay. And it wants you to love yourself unconditionally and others that are around you in every situation that you come across. Still love unconditionally. No matter what the outward appearances may be, Love yourself and others unconditionally. I see the guardian, which is it's the angels are telling you are protected, you are safe. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. And spiritually protected. And lastly, like I said, for the next 2 weeks, this week and next week, it says a bright future. It says stop worrying. It's a lot of you out there that are worrying about what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, where it's going to happen. The angel message is telling you to stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. So facing your shadow side is the main thing, and standing your ground is definitely the main thing. Standing your ground, because you're going to stand in your power to move on. And with this betrayal, this, like I said, it could have been in the past, or this is someone coming out of it or about to come into this betrayal by a good friend, and an unwise decision made in haste. Just be very mindful who's in your circle. Be very mindful who's in your circle. So I just want to thank you for this short message for my Scorpios. Like I said, this is from the December the 3rd to the 10th. And like I said, this can go a little beyond a week after that, like a week or two after that. But this is what is going to occur, or this is what is going to happen, or what you came out of and about to come into for the rest of the next 2 weeks. So I thank you for joining Spiritual Messages from a Star, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.